Yo, I'm living out my childhood fantasies right now. You know, I mean, we're all about the same age, but you know, when we were younger, King Tech and I, man, we were watching a lot of guys. My partner King Tech, who I started in the business with back in the day, we were watching a lot of people that were really inspiring us, that spoke to us creatively, coming up as b-boys and being involved in hip hop culture. But when we got involved with hip hop culture, different sounds were accepted. You know what I mean? It was like a gumbo pot of mixture of just sounds from different genres. It didn't matter what genre you were from. Yeah. We borrowed every sound. So when I was talking to Bow-Legged Lou and these guys about, I felt like Lisa was the first to really usher us in particular to this freestyle movement. He spoke about Shannon, Let the Music Play being one of those songs that people said, well, that might have been where it started, but Bow-Legged Lou said, nah, but it didn't have the Latin flavor. It wasn't the Latino presence in the music. Freestyle became that when all those sounds came together and you had that Latin person up front, you know, and Scars of Love came out around 1987.
Absolutely.
Right? And this is when we were breaking and stuff, you know, this right here. They used to have a club in San Jose or in the South Bay. Oh, put your headphones on there. You're looking at me like, what are you doing, Sway? What are you nodding to?
No, I heard it come on.
Yeah. And this, let it rock a little bit. Yes. And at this time, we were popping to this. We were hitting the floor to this. There used to be a club called Stargate that we used to go to, and the Palladium in San Francisco we used to go to, and it would just introduce. Okay, good, thank you. It just introduced me, personally being from Oakland, it just introduced me to a whole new world, and that was TKA back then, and then K7 from TKA.
Thank you.
Decided to do his own thing, right?
Yes, sir.
And came up with his own hits as well. Wonder, you got a K7 hit over there?
Still living off of this one.
Still leading off this. Let it rock.
You know, it's funny. You mentioned Bow-Legged Lou and the Lisa thing. The funniest thing is we brought Lisa to Full Force.
Really?
Yeah. I started out. Back in the day, I started out as a rapper. And my first group, we weren't really good, but my first group, we were trying to find producers to rock with us and work with us. And I first met Baby Jerry and Mike Hughes from Full Force. Mike Hughes ended up being one of the members of Cult Jam with Lisa. And we were recording demos. In fact, we recorded a demo, and I'm dating myself, like, I want to say a month after they recorded Roxanne. Oh. And we walked into the studio, and they were like, we're going to play this song for you. And they played Roxanne. And I was like, wow, this record's going to be big. And then the following session, we recorded 2 demos, and they said, we need a girl. And my friend, Fareed, who was a member of the group, his sister's best friend was Lisa Velez. And I said, what about Lisa? And he brought her in, and the rest is history. Like, she auditioned for them, and, you know, the ball started rolling from there. She had a record deal before I had a record deal by, I want to say, 3 years. But, you know, God bless her, you know, she did her thing, and she's a good friend of mine till this day. And I was with her this weekend. We did Fresno and Bakersfield out there together. But it's funny because just like in hip hop, it's the people that you know along the way and that you meet along the way that keep you, you know, out there and keep you flourishing. And I consider freestyle to be hip hop's you know, stepsister, if you will, because all of us came from the same neighborhoods. All of us, you know, I went to school with Rob Bass, you know, and I went to school with Mark Anthony and you know, and Lisa and many others. And a lot of the people that came up on hip hop, you know, whether we lived in the Bronx, Spanish Harlem, or Brooklyn, we were all around each other. And you know, but it's a splinter. It's a splinter of itself. Hip hop and freestyle go hand in hand, but because of the dance music connotation of it, back in the days we drifted apart.
Drifted apart. It's interesting. By the way, K7 is here. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Hello, Heather.
And it started drifting apart and it got confusing. What do you do? Was it the music business when the business starts seeing the value in it, right?
I was doing live, Instagram Live, and I look at it as we all came from the same place. We sampled the same records. All of us
same records.
All of us sampled Substitution to till its death. We all sampled James Brown, but we sped it up. You guys slowed it down. But it's a derivative of each other. I think that it's what they still do to us today. They try to separate us and put us in different boxes. You know, they try to make it that it wasn't uncool to dance in hip hop. You know, but hip hop is based, you know, its foundation is dance. Break dance is part of it. And most of the stuff that we still do, our routines are based off, you know, Rocksteady and you know, and things that I would see Kenny and Legs do when I was a kid.
Prince Ken Swift, original Rocksteady member,
and
legend,
and the legend Crazy Legs.
Crazy Legs. Saw him in Puerto Rico live doing yesterday. Citizen of Sway in the morning.
Yes, sir.
Keep talking, man. This is, you know, you got me. I'm like, keep going, man. Keep talking.
Tell me your story.
I mean, I could go on. I mean,
that's why you're here.
You know, for a long time, you know, and then radio separated us as well, because in New York, Kiss FM and BLS, you know, would play our stuff, and you know, not to talk negatively, when we went up there as 5 Puerto Ricans walking up there with songs, and we were playing this derivative of Planet Rock, if you will, and they heard it and they saw that we were Latino. They were like, I don't know if it's cool enough for you to be on the station, but you know, what was Hot 103.5, which now is Hot 97, came on the air. They accepted us and they started playing our stuff. But the one thing about that station when it came in is it played all sounds.
Yeah, they didn't just play hip hop at that time. Yeah.
When I first met,
matter of fact, wasn't it? It was just dance initially before it was hot. It was dance. Yeah, just dance, right?
Yeah.
But you know, Sway, you know this, that when hip hop first started, it was a hodgepodge of everything. You know, and the forefathers will tell you, a Grandmaster Flash or you know, Caz or Bambaataa will tell you that he would play, you know, he would play Kraftwerk and he would play James Brown. You know, within minutes of each other. And, you know, he would play something, you know, early Arthur Baker, before he started working with Arthur Baker, he would play stuff like that. And you know, he would play funk and he would play salsa, you know, and some of the loops that, you know, that were used as the foundations to what hip hop is comes from, you know, Latin music or dance music, if you will. You know, so it's a shame that we drifted apart, but we, you know, we are one and the same, if you will.
We're all one and the same. Grew up on the same block, ate the same food, went to the same schools,
dated some of the same
women. Y'all banged out the same, you know, women.
Oh wow!
No, but the freestyle artists have more women, a bigger variety of women. Q, why are you nodding your head?
Oh, I've been to a few freestyle concerts, and yeah, you know, you gotta.
Who was your favorite back then? Who used to like freestyle?
George Lamont. Besides, you know, K7, of course. You know,
but he and I go back, because when I worked at Hot 97, we know each other.
Yeah,
so
he's from way back
he's
then.
just being biased and trying to be nice to me, but I got it. George is a great artist and singer.
Yeah, and that'll be the last Hot 97 plug we do.
I'm sorry for that.
Good. You know, he like that. But the reason why I wanted, and yes, I do, because I worked in radio since the 90s. So when all of this was taking place, I saw how the business was dividing us, marginalizing us, and saying, you know, if you do freestyle, you can't be hip hop. You can do hip hop, you can't be freestyle. If you're doing R&B, that ain't the same as hip hop, and that ain't the same as freestyle.
And I'm glad that you mentioned it, because when we would go to the West Coast, we would see that love and we would see that unity in the sound. And when we would go overseas, if you go to a place like Japan, they know us as, you know, and they treat us as they do the hip hop artists.
Yeah,
you know, like, you know, to this day, there's, you know, we'll go overseas and the love is like, I feel like I'm more famous out there than I am here.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It is interesting, because I'm sitting here thinking and listening to you talk. Coming up, we didn't even know the difference between like Puerto Rican and Dominican.
No,
like we didn't know. Everybody, and then Sway would tell me, being from the West Coast, well, it was Mexican. We didn't know, but it's interesting that you bring it up. While we were all like banging on tables and freestyling, doing hip hop and trying to rap, it was the Latino kids that were always dancing, and not never participating in the ciphers in terms of freestyle. So it's just crazy how you're breaking it down from your perspective. And I just remember being an onlooker, just thinking, oh, all the Puerto Rican kids just dance, Well,
the even further than that,
I did. I'm just being honest.
She's being honest, but even further than that, for a long time there was Latino rappers that weren't mentioning the fact that they were Latino. Some of the forefathers in rap, like Prince Whipper Whip, Puerto Rican, but he didn't admit it. The only person in Fantastic Romantic that admitted it was Ruby D. And that's because he was more olive tone than Whip. And there was a lot of Charlie Chase, one of the most famous DJs, was a Puerto Rican DJ.
He's been up here. Charlie Chase came up here.
And
Prince Marky D admitted it.
Prince Marky D admitted it. He admitted it later on in his career, but he is. Shout out to him, respect to him.
But the labels would probably listen. The labels would have a lot of influence on artists.
When
back
we
then.
signed to Tommy Boy, we signed as a rap group.
Wow.
TK signed as a rap group, and we had songs that we had written, but we signed as a rap group. And they looked at us, and they already had Stetsasonic, they already had Fresh Gordon, they already had Jazzo, and they already had Latifah, and Naughty was just being signed.
Naughty by Nature.
And they said, well, we don't need another rap group, especially a Puerto Rican one, which is going to be harder to break, right? So they said, we have to find something new for you to do. So what we did was take all our rap records or rap beats and speed them up to 125 BPMs. And we found our gateway in. We played Come Baby Come. Come Baby Come to me is based on Cold Crush routines.
Yeah.
So it's the call and response of answering back to one another as
Shout out to Grandmaster Caz.
Yeah, that's like, to me, that's my inspiration as a
Grandmaster Caz.
Yeah, Caz. I think Caz made me, out of anyone, made me want to perform. I used to be going way back, I used to be a flyer boy for Harlem World.
A flyer. You got to explain what a flyer boy. I know what a flyer boy is.
A flyer boy is this. I'm the kid that shows up to the club. They give me a box of flyers. I start walking around the neighborhood and start passing it out to people. So I used to go knock on the door, and someone like Son of Sam or Andre Harrell, because they used to call it Jekyll and Hyde back in the day.
Andre Harrell was a part of a rap group, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
And he would come downstairs with the box, hand it to me, and I would go around the neighborhood, pass it out. I would actually pass it out. I wouldn't dump it.
Yeah.
And I would come back. My pay would be a cassette from the night before. So I'd go home and study.
You got to explain what a cassette is.
A cassette. I'm sorry. a cassette. My bad. A cassette predates your iPhone, predates your CD.
And a flyer predates your Instagram.
And a flyer predates your Instagram. And what I would do, I would take it, and I would study the routines of the Treacherous 3, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5,
Cold Crush Brothers,
Force MDs, who ended up being my label mates at Tommy Boy as well. So, it's...
The reason why I'm glad you I'm going to let you jump in. I was in it. I was there. So, before Hot 97, we were on KMEL playing hip-hop all day, which kind of sparked that change from 103.5 to Hot 97.
Right.
Or whatever it was. I was in Oakland. But I think it's important to tell this history because there are artists, young independent artists, young artists right now who are experiencing in 2017 a lot of what we experienced back then, just trying to break in and having people put labels on them, whether it's mumble rap, or whether it's conscious rap, whether it's whatever the rap, these were the kind of things that corroded the culture to me, what the music business was doing to it, trying to define it, because you have people running the business that didn't understand it.
Absolutely.
Wasn't immersed in it. So these columns, these categories, these titles that were given was for them to better understand it and better monetize it to their benefit.
Yeah.
Now these young kids, when they come up, I always tell them, man, try it yourself. you could control your own narrative, do it yourself. You know how you choose to create. Like you came in as a rapper, and ended up as a freestyle artist.
Yeah,
and look at you now. You still getting paid residuals off of a song you made however many years ago.
Yeah, and still working every weekend. Thank God, not gonna work.
That man K7. You got a question?
Publishing.
I don't want to jump too far ahead because I know we're telling like these great stories about history and the formation of freestyle and everything, but sampling was such a huge way for people to discover older music.
Yes.
And it still goes on today. I mean, Future just sampled the Selma album for Mask Off, and so people, there's even genres like twerk music that sample earlier songs, whether it's rap or disco or whatever, that was used to create this new genre now within EDM called twerk. There's a group called Twerk, and I'm sure you're probably familiar with the song that sampled Come Baby Come, and then they made this out of it.
And if I can further tell you, they gave me life because last summer, I had Come Baby Come was featured in the Suicide Squad movie.
Right.
So I'm like, I thank those brothers because I got a good check this year.
Yeah, look at your son. Your son had the chains on. I still got a check, man.
And you know, it's funny because it comes from where we grew up at, you know, and Heather, you know this too. You know, when we were kids, we were trying to make something out of nothing. And a lot of this music now we're going back to that foundation where we're giving away the music for free.
Yeah.
You know, and now it's you have like the cream rises to the top. If it's good, you're gonna get noticed. Again, you know, there's complaints like there were back then that some stuff that's garbage is rising to the top. But you know, it is what it is. I think it's easier now. My son's a rapper, and I tell him all the time. I said,
"Come stand next to your dad, man. Come rap your dad,
here, Jay,
man.
come here.
You hear all this history.
You know
all them headaches you gave him over the year, man. You could just stand next to him, man."
And so I tell him to this day, I go, you know, you have to find your way. It may not be, you know, don't do the mumble. Maybe it's more than just mumble rap. Maybe, you know, find out what was there before you. Study the guys that were there before you. You know, being someone that knows almost every school of hip hop, and you know, is friends with at least some of the major ones. You know, I try to pass on to him that he has to study what was there before him.
Did you do it, son?
Oh, definitely. No, definitely. One thing, my dad always taught me, you know, never to like stick to one side of like, I guess, music. You know, I always listen to everything. Always trying to do my research. Always trying to find new influence. I guess that's what you have to do now to be a new artist, you know?
What do you go by? What's your artist now?
I go by J6.
J6.
Yeah, J6.
K7.
Do you see it?
J6. Oh, wow.
He tried to avoid saying that I was any influence, but you know,
everyone
ends up saying the same thing all the time.
How can you say he wasn't? You're doing what he did.
No, he's definitely an influence. You know, growing up, watching my dad, you know, kill stages, watching him performing all these big artists that I even listen to.
He wants more allowance. You know,
he's going for it. How old are you, J6?
Stop playing. I'm 22, about to be 23.
How long have you been with? Are you with his mom?
No.
No? Okay.
No, shout out my mom though.
Okay.
We're the best of friends, but no, we're not together.
Okay. Your dad, prior to your mom, was a slayer. Legendary, iconic.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
He was ready to hear that.
Yeah, I was like, I had to clear that up. You know, these videos go everywhere.
The funny thing is, he comes to so many shows that he bumps into some of the old slaves that I have. So he was like, he says, "Dad, really that one too?" I'm like, He was like, "Nice."
J6.
What up, Sway?
Look at my face right now.
I'm looking at you. What's up?
Your dad, slayer.
Oh my God.
So do you rap?
I do.
Put your headphones on.
Hey.
And we're going to talk about this 3rd annual Jersey Freestyle Jam in North Jersey that's taking place. Jersey Stand Up.
What up, Jersey?
May 13th at 8 p.m. at the Wellmont Theater.
Hold on, son.
5 Seymour Street, Montclair, New Jersey.
The lady next to you is a legend. When you're going to use the mic, you have to say, "Excuse me." She is a legend.
No.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure, Heather.
So that this Saturday, the 3rd annual Jersey Freestyle Jam is taking place. Just name some of the artists that's on it.
We got Rob Bass, Cover Girls. We got Coro, Sapphire, Karina, Pretty Poison, Raquel, Joe Zangi, Suave. We have
CNR Trilogy.
Yes, Fascination, and Sammy Zone. We have many more.
That's great, man. That's great. You see what your dad had to go through to get to this point?
Work.
You got to pay dues, baby.
Pay your dues, you know.
Wanted to drop a beat on him.
Hey.
See what he made of.
Okay. J6, yo, shout out Wave Creators. Shout out my homie, Suffolk County, what up? Okay, I'm on the block, I'm at the Lucy spot, headed to the cops when all of a sudden I see the cops, they tried to make me stop, looking for the weapons and the drugs in my whip, when in reality I'm just a young nigga that's on a trip, so they won't play that. I look in his face, see where the crime at, but I just proceed on my journey and change the climax. Don't worry about the days, cause I'm always at where the time at. Distant from reality, I don't know where my time at. These rappers really acting like there is residuals, but they just pussy, man, they just residuals. The way I'm living life, man, I don't care if I lose it all, but I'm making moves as you plotting up on my downfall. I'm on a mission, I could tell you looking vivid in the face. When you see success, I'll tell you how it tastes. Shit is different, I'm in the wave, you sinking in the undertow. My name is J6, I had to let you know. Yeah, should know better than to step up in this war ground. Play with fire, hit the water, now you all drown. It's a jungle, so I gotta kill them all now. I'm Royal Rumble winning every single man down. Since a problem child, I dreamed that I would see the world. Millions of the people screaming for an encore. When I hit the stage, you hear the whole crowd roar. I spread the message that'll leave the kids pursuing. And I swear to half these niggas don't deserve this voice. So selfish, self-centered, I won't give them a choice. I've been hungry for a minute, don't come messing with my vision. I don't even entertain the hate, cause I'm too busy getting checks and catching planes, so all the people get to know my name. While you chilling in the basement, catching flights with all your fake friends I never needed. Just keep away from negativity, the road has seen it. J6.
J6, ladies and gentlemen, J6!
At J6 Killer.
That's what's up, man. What's your social media? Give it out.
Yo, at J6 Killer. You can also follow at Wave Creators, Suffolk County, Long Island. What up? You know,
it's a good start. It's a
good start.
Good start. He's got work. He got work though.
Work to do, of course. You know, but I appreciate the opportunity, Sway.
Man, come on, man. That's all good, man.
Don't sit down. You got happy.
We're gonna come back, man. Listen, K7 is here. K7 is here. I don't know how many freestyle fanatics are out there. That genre of freestyle music is still alive and kicking. We have some. I got great memories of dancing to freestyle music. My needs are different now. But if you want to talk to K7, 888-742-3345. Let's do it. Let's do it. Sway in the morning, Shade 45. We got K7 in here talking about the 3rd annual Jersey Freestyle Jam in North Jersey, man. If you don't have nothing to do Saturday, or if you have something to do Saturday, cancel your plans. Come out Saturday, 8 p.m., Wellmont Theater, 5 Seymour Street in Montclair, New Jersey. Heather, how close is that to you?
Montclair is right down the road, right there. You talking about Route 78, right there. You could just hit it.
Right next to Cuban Pete's, which is an amazing Cuban restaurant.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Montclair, New Jersey is nice, too.
Well, I'm in the Bay for Mother's Day,
okay.
So I got to go back to Oakland.
But we have something. We have a lot of stuff happening, so when you're back,
I'd love to come, bro. Yeah,
I
promise you I will. You did the Summer Jam at Cameo before?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, I was working there when you did it.
Yeah.
I think me and Tech might even opened up for y'all once, but y'all were big. I don't know. You probably don't remember it.
No, listen. I have some of the old mixtapes.
You got some of them, really?
Yeah, man. I was a fan too.
Man, be good to your dad, bro.
You know, I study the game, man. I just, you know, my love for hip hop never died.
Yeah.
And my love for the people within it never died. Like I worked at, Hot for a long time.
Damn, you said it again.
And I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But I was it was me, Moni and
Love
and Miss Jones. We started as on-air personalities, and I do part-time there. And I was there when Biggie passed, and to me, you know, that's family. Yeah. So I see them grow, and I still look at them as you know, I'm still loyal to the thought of I came up with these people, and these people are people who I appreciate, and I appreciate my time with them, and that's how I look at hip hop as a whole. Like, you know, I'll see Red Alert in the middle of the street, and Red, he gives me that nephew hug, man. And to me, it's always remembering where you came from. It's always remembering who opened the doors for you. It's always remembering, the people that helped you flourished your dream or inspired your dream in some way.
Yeah. I know. I joke about the hot thing. I don't really care. I don't care. Ebro
cool.
is my little brother.
Yeah.
Nessa is like my family.
Yes,
little
because
sister.
she came from
the Bay. She's from the, so, and then Flex and I go way back. So I joke about that.
I used to call Angie the original Swing Kid, because when it was K7 and the Swing Kids, she was the person who opened the doors, for Come Baby Come in New York, and at the same time that Wu was coming out with Method Man, and we were up at the station so much, and she was at our show so much, and she knew all our stuff. We called her the sixth Swing Kid.
Yeah, and then she raps too. Tracy,
and then she raps too.
I love this conversation.
Thank you.
From knowing all that Latinos have contributed to hip hop, and it brought me to a topic that I saw on Twitter over the weekend, and people were talking about if they feel like Latinos can say the N-word. I just wanted to bring that and see what your thoughts are.
Legend.
It depends on the context of how you say it, but since we all come from the same neighborhoods and we're all raised together, and some of our best friends and some of our family members, because we're all intermingled. I'm a Puerto Rican, but I look at I don't see a difference between me or a Dominican, or me or a Cuban, or me or Sway, because we all have somewhat of the same blood within ourselves. We and on the Caribbean belt are more mixed, right? But I don't see any difference between my bloodline and anyone else's. I think that we're all one people. I think that we just keep finding walls to build around ourselves, mental walls to build around ourselves that keep us away from each other.
What was who was here? Young Paris was talking about negos instead of nigga.
Oh, right, for the cipher last Friday. Yeah, from the original word nigga as a section, a portion of Africa. He broke all of that down. What part of Africa is he from?
The Congo, and it means king.
It means king. The original word.
The original word.
The original word means king.
Yeah, but the nigga is just some plantation shit that.
I think if the right person goes out there and expresses what the original word meant,
that's what Kendrick did it. So
it.
We will see if a few people have done it.
Maybe it was changed so you won't know. A lot of times you just keep people ignorant. They don't know their culture. They don't know their history. So it keeps you ignorant. And he broke it down for us last Friday when he was here.
We got Jay on the line.
Jay!
Good morning, Jay. How you doing?
Hey, Jay.
Yo, what's poppin', Sway, Heather B?
What's up, baby?
What's poppin', Jay? What you want to say, man?
Yo, K7, what's good, baby? Yo,
what's good?
I'm in my early 30s, man. I remember back in the day at a block party on Avenue C. I must have been like 10.
All right.
I was performing, man. Yo, man, y'all had it live, man.
Thank you so much.
Live, man. When the block parties was happening, you know
Thank
what I'm
you.
saying? In the city, you know what I mean? They stopped all that, man. My mom Dukes is the one who really put me on to all that. I'm in my early 30s, so I'm kind of a little after y'all, but I got crazy love for the Lisa, the Stevie B, K7s of the world. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, and let me apologize for your mom cleaning the house to my music.
Puerto Rican, I'm in the Bronx. You already know how we get down, man.
All right, man. Much respect, Bodie.
Hey, Jay, you a citizen, man.
This way in the morning.
Hey, so what do you? Oh, shit, I'm turning myself off. What do you? What do you think of? What is your take on EDM?
Depends on what day of the week it is.
Okay.
Today, I like it.
Okay.
But I'm open today. I'm not in a bad mood.
Okay.
It's a type of,
why did it put you in a bad mood in the past? Be honest.
You know what? It's funny. I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound nuts, but it's the same reason that freestyle may annoy a hardcore hip hop lover.
Okay.
It may be too fast. There may be too many things happening at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like a mood thing. It's almost like a vibe thing. You got to catch the vibe to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened with hip hop too. You know, some hip hop records don't have the vibe. Like today, there's records that I don't feel the vibe to that Jay will.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then there's records that all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just happens. It's a vibe thing. It's the moment.
Do you feel like it's an evolution of freestyle, or an offshoot?
I would say it's an offshoot.
Yeah.
I'd say it's yeah, I would say it's an offshoot. I'd say it's a way of them trying to I want to say modernize the sound.
Yeah.
By remixing it with other stuff. I think that, you know, people like DJ Riz and guys like that, you know, we're doing it, you know, far beyond some of the guys that are more popular for doing it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's an offshoot of that.
Man, I want to thank you for coming by, bro, this morning, because we got to wrap up the show. But man,
I want to thank you for having me, first of all.
Absolutely. We said,
but you know, but you fam, so you know, like I, you know, off the air, you know, I respect you. You're a good friend, and thank you so much for having me up here.
Absolutely.
For everyone out there, I know I spoke a lot about history here, but you know, we're still young. You know, you know, Heather, you still. I don't know why you're not rapping anymore.
She got an album sitting on the shelf with DJ Premier right now. I keep trying to tell her to put it out.
I got 2 full-time jobs. It's a lot.
She got an album done.
And you know, people need to know you.
Thank you.
Are still here.
Thank you.
You know, and the good thing about this moment and this type of radio station is that what it shows all artists, new or old, is that if we continue to make the music that we love, if we really love it, if we're really artists, as we say we were or are, we can continue to make it, because there's still vehicles that will still play what we do.
Absolutely.
Just make sure that the sound is right.
Okay, absolutely. How can people reach you on social media?
At K7TKA, and that's on all social media platforms.
At K7TKA. Get your direct line to this man. And don't forget, Saturday, 8 p.m., Wellmont Theater, 5 Seymour Street, Montclair, New Jersey. TKA, Rob Bass, The Cover Girls, Coral, Sapphire, Karina, Pretty Poison, Joe Zanji. Who? Keep going, man. I'm
Trilogy.
Let
me see.
Fascination. Sammy Zone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, man. Everybody's gonna be there.
We'll have some more people too.
Okay, that's what's up.
Where can they go get tickets?
They can go to the Walmart Theater.
Right.
Yeah, okay. What we
or Live Nation. Live Nation is selling some of those tickets.
Oh, he put the needles. He put his needles up. All right, we gonna do Celebrity Wire up next.
Steve Harvey. People say he's acting like a diva. I'll tell you why.
Shade 45.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.